Hello everybody, this is My Comics Guy coming at you this week with my comic book haul for the week of April 24th, 2019. And it was a small week at the shop for me this week, so I don't have a lot to go over, but it's going to be a real short video. First book that I pulled this week was Wolverines number 3. This book, I hadn't really cared for the story coming up to this, but bought the first 2 issues, so figured I might as well get the third. In this book, it's kind of the end of the battle. The leader turns both Hulks, both Wolverine and the actual Incredible Hulk, into nanobot-fueled Hulkverines, something like that. Spoiler alert, by the end of the story, they're back to Logan and Bruce Banner. Not exactly sure what the point of this series was, other than just to sell a couple books based on a few hot characters. So yeah. Oh, and to see the leader and the girl doctor, I don't remember what her name is, give a big kiss at the end. And I will show you the spoiler last panel, so you can save your money, unless you really, really want to buy this yourself. But there it is, the kiss between the leader and this female doctor. Next book on my list. I don't normally pick up a lot of Star Wars books. I pick up one every once in a while if the story or the cover or something grabs my eye. But this one here, Dr. Aphra, number 31, with the greatest moments variant, enter Darth Vader. If I have to explain this to you, I don't know what you're doing in your off time, but you're obviously missing out. Obviously, this is the first appearance of Darth Vader in the movies, where he boards the rebel ship at the beginning of A New Hope, way back in 1977. I haven't been reading the Dr. Aphra storyline. I didn't even read this issue, but man, that's a nice cover, so it's going to look good up on my wall or wherever I decide to put it. Next book I got the cover B for Detective Comics number 1002. No particular reason. I don't think this is such a great cover B, but cover A, this is just actually the one that happened to be my pull box, and cover A wasn't that much better, so I just got this one. Anyway, this is continuing the story of the Arkham Knight. Detective Comics 1001 ended off with him setting off a day bomb, so it takes the Batman out of the shadows. This issue actually focused a lot on Robin, Damian Wayne Robin. So at the end, he discovers who the Arkham Knight is, because the Arkham Knight takes his mask off. We don't get to see it, so there's not really anything being spoiled there that I'm spoiling. But it actually was a pretty good issue. The Arkham Knight is definitely one step ahead of Batman and Robin at every turn. It's going to be pretty exciting to find out who he actually is, which, from what I've heard, is he's not the same as in the video games. So if you know who he is in the video games, you don't know who he is in the comics. At least that's what they're telling us. But, Marvel or DC, whenever they do these things, they have lied to us before. Okay, so next on the list is Thanos. I got this Olivetti, I think it is, variant cover. This Thanos, man, I don't know if I like this story or not. Kind of starts out, it's the story of him and Gamora meeting up and how they came to be. Gamora's telling the story, yet she knows things about what was going on where she wasn't even there, which is kind of weird. But then they also show Thanos with his crew from before he picked up Gamora. I don't know if they're trying to show how crazy Thanos is. They're obviously trying to show how much he is infatuated with Mistress Death, but for some reason he's killing his... Well, they actually tell you they kind of hint at the reason why he's killing his crew. He kills his own crew because his infatuation with death causes him to kill, so he has to kill in order to feel right with himself. There's something wrong with him deep in his body, he says, and he has to kill in order to feel right. He picks up Gamora, he goes and attacks their world. He's looking on the video and somehow he sees Gamora and Mistress Death together. He goes down to the planet. He's fighting the Magus, by the way. I don't know too much about the Magus, so pretty good. I know he was in the original, one of the original Infinity Gauntlet stories. Not the first one, but maybe Infinity War, one of the other tie-ins or something from back in the 90s. Anyway, so he's fighting against the Magus. When he goes down to the planet that Gamora's on, he goes down to search for the kid Gamora and finds out that Gamora's the only other one who can see death besides Mistress Death besides him. So, kind of intriguing. I'm going to probably pick up the second issue just to see where the story goes, but I don't know. This is only a 6-issue miniseries, so I might stick with it through the whole thing just to see, but so far I'm just kind of okay on it. Now, the last story, or last book that I picked up this week, I actually wasn't going to pick these up, these Venom tie-ins to the War of the Realms, just because Donny Cates isn't writing them, but Cullen Bunn is actually a pretty decent writer, and I just decided, hey, it was in my pull box, so I might as well grab it. And I'm actually pretty glad I did. This story, this issue was actually pretty good. Like I said before, Cullen Bunn's a good writer. And there was also some talk of a new symbiote appearing. And I'll show you a picture of him somewhere in here. This is actually the picture of the new symbiote. Now, as you may or may not recall, Venom and Eddie Brock are not joined together at the moment. At the end of last issue, they kind of went their separate ways. This issue focused pretty much on Eddie Brock and just kind of during the War of the Realms story that's going on. He's got his son Dylan, and in order to protect his son Dylan, he kind of makes a deal with one of the witch girls who promised to give him whatever weapon he wants. So obviously the weapon he wants is a symbiote suit. And it's not an actual symbiote like Venom or Carnage or any of that. It's actually a magical suit. So I don't know if this is going to stick around. There might be a little bit of heat on this just because people think it's a first appearance. I don't know how permanent this first appearance is, or if it's just going to stay for this 3-issue War of the Realms tie-in. So we'll have to see later on if that continues, and we'll go from there. Although I was kind of disappointed. On the cover, it does show Venom with a sword. There's no Venom with a sword in the book, and that sword led me to believe that maybe the sword that is being teased for Savage Avengers number 3, Conan has a symbiote infected sword. I thought this issue might be the first appearance. I mean, I guess it could still be, but just the way that they described it, I don't think that's going to be the case. So pretty much that's all that I've got for you guys this week. Anyway, if you like this issue, if you like this video, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Just kind of starting out here. I've been posting stuff on Instagram, been having fun there. Wanted a forum to say a little more. If you have anything you want to comment on, you want to question on, anything you want to see in some later on videos, let me know. I'm really not much of a videographer, as you guys can probably tell by the quality of this video, but hopefully that improves over time. Anyway, give me a like, give me a subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next video.